Let's talk Tanya for the 14th day of the second Adar. Freilich and Purim. So, in the last 2 days of Tanya, we were speaking about how when we do a mitzvah, we're elevating this world and creating a dir b'tachtonim, this home for God over here in this world. And we explained that every time we do a mitzvah, we are elevating the object with which we do the mitzvah, and also elevating our animal soul, whose energy is being used in doing the mitzvah. But if we're going to be honest with ourselves, is that enough? Are we going to transform this entire world into a dwelling place for God simply by doing mitzvahs, if that is the extent of the influence and impact of the mitzvah? Think for a second. What percentage of the resources of this world is being elevated by being used as part of a mitzvah? How much of this world is being used as a esrog? How much money is being used to give charity? How much of the animal hides, how many of the animal hides in this world are being used to make a Sefer Torah, Tefillin, or Mezuzah? We're talking about less than 1%. And we need to create a dir b'tachtonim. We need to make this entire world into a dwelling place for God. So how are we accomplishing that through doing a mitzvah? So the answer is, in short, that the impact of a mitzvah goes well beyond that actual object which is being used in doing the mitzvah. And as we'll see, the Alter Rebbe is going to expand further as we go along. But let's start today with a simple expansion. And that is, as we explained, that when a person does a mitzvah, you are elevating your animal soul. Why? Because your animal soul is the one that's involved in doing the mitzvah, because actual physical movement and function is controlled by the animal soul. So the energy of the animal soul right now is being involved in doing a mitzvah and is being elevated. Now, where does this energy come from? This energy comes from the food and the drink that a person ate and drank, which then become converted into blood, converted into energy, which then afterwards you're using when you're doing a mitzvah. So, if we go work backwards now, when a person does a mitzvah, they're elevating themselves, elevating the energy of their animal soul, and also elevating all the food and the drink which they ate or drink, which now was converted into the energy which actually did the mitzvah. Okay, so now we're seeing that when I do a mitzvah, it's much more than the actual object I used for the mitzvah. It also extends to everything that I ate and drank beforehand, which is nice. That's a nice expansion. But as we still understand, we're still not there, because a lot of the world still is not being used, not for actual to use a mitzvah. It's also not being consumed, and its energy being converted into the energy being used to do a mitzvah. So we have a ways to go, and we'll continue the expansion of the impact of a mitzvah in tomorrow's Tanya.